All right, CJ.
Oh,
SummerSlam's
wait,
in
you're
the
recording now.
SummerSlam's in the books.
Summerslams in the books, indeed.
Better than WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, that tends to be the case usually nowadays.
So I think we're gonna cover each match on night one, and then kind of recap them. Then we'll go to night two, and we'll end with our thoughts. Good little summary of SummerSlam. Okay.
So that sounds good to me.
All right. So night one. Find the matches here. There we go.
I mean, we want to kicked off night one, so we're going to have a field day.
The Roman Reigns, Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
B&B security, as I call them.
B&B security.
Because he had J&J, now he's got B&B.
Oh man, that was a good match. 21
That's
minutes
that
long.
match. It did its job.
It did its job. It was an opening match. Wasn't horrible. I don't think it was like great, but it wasn't like horrendous.
No.
But I think Braun Breaker ended up getting injured.
Yeah, because I did see that video of him, like, limping. Like, being helped out to the back.
Yeah.
And then we saw at the end of night one, which we'll get to later, that he was, like, taped up around, like, the thigh area. Like, knee and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see what's wrong with happened with that.
So out of 5 stars, what would you give that match?
Probably go like a 2.75. Not the greatest, but not the worst.
I'll go 2.5. I want to say 2, but that's just because I have issue with literally starting the match and then doing a freaking entrance again.
Doing the encore.
Like, so stupid. Absolutely dumb.
That's becoming his thing. He's going to keep doing that in every match he has now.
Good. I hope it costs him a match one day, and then, like, I hope that basically someone's like, if he's gonna do that,
He does
I
it
want to
against Braun
pin him.
Breaker. He does it against Braun Breaker again, and then soon he turns around, he gets speared.
And loses. Yep. I think it needs to happen. It's totally stupid. But you know, he is a glorified hype man, so I guess it's you stuck at everything else. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't like Jey Uso. It's not a secret. So.
Well, you need to make merch. Certified Jey Uso hater. Or #1 Jey Uso hater.
I think there's other people out there that are worse, but you know. Yeah, I don't think it goes higher than probably what your rating is. I mean, some people might give it a 3, but I think that the wrong people won, because I think Roman and Jay winning does nothing.
Yeah, because isn't Roman like leaving again to film that Mortal Kombat thing, Bob?
Yeah, so like it does nothing. It doesn't elevate Braun and Bronson.
Yeah, I feel like Jay could have easily took the pin in this match, and it probably wouldn't have hurt him either.
No, Roman. I think Roman had to probably take the pin.
Oh yeah, Roman. I think
More of a
Roman does actually
statement.
need to take more pins nowadays.
Yeah. It's more of a statement at this point.
Yeah, I feel like easily Braun could have like pinned Roman.
Yeah, he says he has a better spear. So. Braun's
I mean, I'm not going to deny
is amazing.
Braun's like. I don't even know if I'd take $1 million to take his spear. Cause I don't think I'd live.
Yeah, no. His spear is great. I absolutely love his spear. Probably the best spear we've seen since Edge.
This Edge, fucking hell. I would have said since like Rhino.
No, Edge always had an amazing spear.
Yeah, I feel I feel like with Jay Spear, probably like the worst spear I've ever seen. But
Oh, Jay's not even
I
a
feel like
spear. It's like a
I feel like
fucking hug.
I feel like he's trying to sort of do like Edge, like where he doesn't put too much force into it, but like
No, Edge actually
with everyone
creamed
else
you.
with everyone else's spear, they put their head down like sort of into the mat. With Jay, he doesn't do that. I think that's what screws over his spear.
Jay just does like a
Like
body tackle. Like it's almost like he's trying to hug him at
he
their
li-
waist.
he just jumps and basically does like a clothesline to their midsection.
Yeah.
That's basically what his spear's like because he doesn't commit to like almost spiking his head, which is what everyone else does with a spear. I don't know. Maybe he just I think it's time for him to call it wraps.
Yeah. Match 2. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Raquel and Roxanne for the women's tag titles. This was a good match.
Yeah, I'd say so. I like that they sort of teased at the end that Charlotte was going to turn on her on Alexa.
And I
Like
hope
when
not.
Alexa was going for her little DDT thing. I don't know what it's called. Sister Abigail DDT, probably that. And Charlotte was then giving her like a death stare. Then she ended up booting Raquel.
And I hope not. Charlotte's actually starting to finally get over with the crowd a little bit.
You thank Alexa for that.
And I don't like Charlotte Flair. I've never liked Charlotte Flair ever. Just she comes across as just the most fake person ever. You know? It's hard to like somebody like that. But I'm liking her as a part of the tag team.
Yeah, true. But I have a feeling that this range either going to lose in their first defense, and then basically like a fucking redo of what happened with Lara and Becky. They win the titles, lose their first defense, and then like Charlotte turns on Alexa.
I just don't see the need for it. Like Alexa doesn't need to elevate. Alexa or Charlotte don't need to elevate one another. Right? They're both
Yeah,
veterans. Like it's not like it's like it's not like it's Becky and Lyra where like the reason it happened was for Becky to elevate Lyra.
yeah. We'll
Right?
get to
It's
that later on.
yes, for those wondering. But just as an example, right? It's not one of those situations. So I don't know. I think it was the right
I know.
decision. I think Raquel and
Yeah,
Roxanne had to
it,
lose.
I think it makes me interested in what's going to happen on Raw. Like considering now, like they're the only ones now in Judgment Day without championships.
That's true.
Did you see Liv's tweet after they lost?
No, I didn't.
She like quote tweeted the tweet saying that Alexa and Charlotte had won. I'll see if I can find it. I thought it was like planting seeds for when she comes back. 'Cause we don't know how serious her shoulder injury is. We don't know if it's one that only lasts a few months or it's one that will put her out for the same amount of time she was with her last shoulder issue.
I don't know if she had surgery, so
Yeah, I think she did. I saw like a picture of her in like a sling and she had like plasters and stuff on her shoulder. Yeah, yeah. She quote to it, but "ah shucks" with a like like a tear going down the face emoji.
I mean, Liv Morgan elevating Roxanne Perez. Makes
I
sense.
just hope are they really gonna again redo what happened with like that Dom's now just gonna go with Roxanne over Liv, just like he did with
They
Liv
gotta end
over
the Judgment
Rhea.
Day. They gotta end it. It's so stale.
Yeah, I feel like I mean if they're gonna end it, I think they should probably have Dom go solo because Dom's been ready to go solo for ages now.
There's talk of
You can keep
Dom. There's talk of Dom being made the face of AAA.
oh yeah, we can get into that when we get to the Dom and AJ match. Yeah, I think
overall, that match went for a little over 13 minutes. I'd say
yeah,
3 stars.
yeah. I was gonna say 3 stars.
I think it's better than the Reigns and Uso match. It was
Yeah,
shorter.
because this match had like some near falls,
Yeah,
like where you thought that Judgment Day was gonna retain because like they did the move and then the pop rocks, and you thought that was gonna be it after the miscommunication with Alexa and Charlotte.
Sami Zayn and Karrion Cross. Honestly,
Oh,
I don't care about this
oh
match.
boy.
I don't care about
Yeah,
it one bit. Um, this was to me
I
this
saw.
is a scrub match.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people turning on Sammy just because he won, like the match,
Yeah,
and I'm like, but like, there's no like, I didn't. Obviously, I wanted Carrion to win because I feel like should be getting like the push and recognition he deserves. But like, at the same time, nowadays it's kind of hard to bet against Sami Zayn considering what could be like his potential future. And same with Carrion, like with the whole rumors of like him not re-signing with the company with his contract expiring this month, and they could be on his way out.
I think that's what this is. Uh,
Going to
I
see a video of him like when he left the ring, he was like interacting with like people in the crowd.
Yeah, I think Sammy's winning pretty much put I think that basically was Karrion Cross ending or
Like,
indicating that he was leaving.
writing him off.
Yeah. Um, I had actually Karrion Cross in my predictions. I had Cross winning. Um,
Yeah, that's why I had Cross winning as
it's
well
the
because I
first
feel
one I got
like
wrong.
yeah, because I feel like Sammy already won at Night of Champions, and then Cross won on Raw. So I felt like you kind of Cross should have won because Sammy had already won their last PLE match. If you're having their trilogy and Sammy winning both PLE matches, that kind of just puts a downer on Cross. Makes him.
But the thing is
Cause I thought,
Cross is not a Cross is like Zayn. He's he's not a world champion. He's a great mid card person, and that's it. He would not be a good world champion. If Sami Zayn wins a world title, it's gonna be another Jey Uso reign. It's gonna be like 60 days, and that's it.
we'll just have to wait and see what happens at Saudi Arabia in January, or whenever the Rumble is. I don't fucking know.
I don't think he's winning the Rumble. I don't think they're making the same mistake that they made with Jey Uso. Sammy can win in like Elimination Chamber or something, but I don't think he's winning the Rumble. I really.
Yeah. Well, I think it's Sammy or Punk, and it's going
Well,
to be like
well,
whichever one wins the Rumble.
we'll get to that.
Whichever one wins the Rumble doesn't win the. I mean, whichever one doesn't win the Rumble wins the Chamber.
Yeah, we'll get to that here. Um, 1.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll probably go on the same 1.5, 2 stars.
That's the first one I got wrong. I had Roman and Uso winning, and I had Alexa and Flair winning.
Yeah, same. Yeah, as far as when I got wrong.
Arguably, the worst match of night one. Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. I
Oh
agree.
boy.
I agree. It was bad.
Yeah, like I was
Really bad.
expecting more, and now I should make myself known to not expect so much out of a match. Because then if it really underdelivers, then I'll just be literally just bored. And my mood will just get flat.
Um, yeah, it sucked. It flat out. It was a really bad match. It was affected by time constraint. I think 100%. But just the thing is Jade Cargill. Sorry, not sorry. Not good. She's not good. She hasn't been good from the minute she walked into WWE and got handed the tag team titles basically at WrestleMania.
I mean, yeah, they paired up Bianca probably because it's just to probably be a safe bet.
Yep. She's not good. Sorry.
Yeah, because she botched her Queen of the Ring win, like when she did the pin, and then before the ref counted to three, she had her shoulder down the mat from doing that pin she does after the Jaded.
So, and Tiffany Stratton's just eh.
At this point, I don't even know who's going to take the title off Tiffany because Naomi's not got a briefcase anymore.
I have a few theories on who's up.
Oh, Jax. No, I'm just kidding.
Eh.
Please don't.
Possible. It's possible. Possible.
I don't know. Most of the time, I hate when the person defeats someone for the championship and then they have the title for a few months, but then they drop it back to the person they beat. I just feel like that's pointless.
The WWE draft
Because I
hasn't
feel like
happened yet, so keep that in mind.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think
I
I
feel like
think
what did this much over is that like I was expecting Jade to kick out of the moonsault from Tiffany. I thought when that free count hit, I was like surprised, and then that's what made me think like, okay, this match actually sucked. Because I thought Jade was going to kick out because they did the spot where Jade kind of screwed herself over, where she hit Jaded, but then put Tiffany's foot on the rope without noticing. And then I thought Tiffany's going to hit her finisher, and then Jade was going to kick out, and they were going to be like, okay, whoever hits their finisher next wins. But no, Jade just didn't kick out, and that was it.
I
So,
think Tiffany and Naomi are going to swap brands.
what do you think the women's world title is going to go to be on SmackDown then?
Yep. The WWE Championship's going to go to Raw, and the reason being is that Netflix wants all the WWE Championships on Raw and they don't want like the world ones.
No, yeah, I know. I think I've always said in the past. I feel like the world titles, like the world heavyweight title and the women's world title,
Yeah.
or like the world heavyweight championship, was always, in my opinion, a SmackDown belt in the past. Like when you think of the world heavyweight championship, the big gold, you'd always see it'd always be on SmackDown. Like it was a SmackDown belt
Yeah.
most of the time, anyway. So I feel like it's been like time that they should have like switched the belts around
And then
and have
depending
the
and then the WWE like the men's titles, they can continue to kind of be interbrand just because like it's not it's not that big of a deal because it's generally all the big names that Netflix wants on Raw. So it's fine for them to kind of intermingle. So,
yeah.
but you still
I mean,
have
I
to
feel like
like have like SmackDown
I mean, I
stars
feel like
cover this one.
the undisputed WWE title, or whatever they call it nowadays, is fine to be a both brand title because it depends on who's holding it, really. But I feel like the world title should like be exclusive to one brand.
Um,
'Cause I feel like that's why they brought it in. Because like when they brought it in, that's because Roman wasn't showing up as much, and he was on both brands, like showing up most of the time. And then when they introduced that, there was gonna be like only a Raw world title.
what's your rating for this match?
One.
I'm gonna be generous and give it half a star. I want to say
Okay.
zero. I want to say zero. I think it was that bad.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. The main event. This was a great match. I really enjoyed. And what happened
The
after?
are you forgetting the tag match?
Oh, oh, that's right, McIntyre and them. That was night one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
J Roll.
Okay, hold on. We'll wait. Leaving suspense. McIntyre and Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. It was comedic a little bit. It was very safe, except for when Jelly Roll
Yeah,
screwed up and almost got himself flattened.
he got himself completely winded.
Oh, 100%. So if you're wondering what we're referencing, Logan Paul did a splash onto the table, and Jelly Roll forgot to protect himself. So when Paul landed on him, it went full chest on his, like chest and almost knees on his belly, and knocked him unconscious almost. Because usually when they do splashes, they put their hands over their chest a little bit, like to kind of break the impact. Or if they're gonna land on the ring, a lot of times they kind of land over top of them, so it disperses some of the pressure. Yeah, this didn't happen. And I think even Paul kind of was like sitting in the corner being like, "Uh-oh. Something went wrong." Um I guess the right people won. I don't, you
Apparently,
know.
apparently I heard that Jay and Randy were meant to win, but then it switched during the match after what happened.
Yeah, so I don't know what the reason for that is, but I wonder if it had to do with him getting hurt. Like, I wonder if Jelly Roll
Yeah,
actually got hurt, and I think that that's where I think it changed.
I mean, he seemed fine when he was on night two. He was in the crowd.
Oh yeah,
So I don't know. Was that to see if it was changed mid-match or if that was always the plan?
yeah. I don't know. It was funny. Kind of a
Yeah,
meh.
Jelly got. I mean, Jelly got some good offense in.
Did
Like,
actually.
like he did some of those quick jabs. So- I don't know who. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen someone else doing before, but I don't know who it was.
Oh man. Um,
Anyway, as we were
it was kind of
before
a
we forgot,
eh.
before we forgot what match we were talking about.
Yeah, it was kind of forgettable. No, it wasn't horrible. I watched it and was kind of like, eh. It
Yeah, I feel like
wasn't
Randy
bad.
and Drew kind of could have done something better at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Like they could have ran it back for a one-on-one match. I don't know.
2 stars.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
All right. Now the main event. CM Punk versus Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This was a fantastic match. Fantastic match. To be completely honest with you, from start to finish.
Yeah, like even they were going to lost, they still made him look strong because they, for most of the match, he was kind of just battering Punk, like hitting him with chops, and lariats. Punk sometimes would get some offense in, but then Gunther would just be like, "Nope, I'm back in control again." And it just took one bit of gloating from Gunther without noticing, and then Punk just lays him out on the announce table.
He magically comes up and he's like the most bleeding person ever.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious he probably bladed when the cameras went on him.
Well, supposed to actually simulate a a nose injury,
Yeah,
because Gunther said he had to take time off after SummerSlam to deal with a nose issue, whether or not it needs surgery or whatever. So that's why Cole was like, "Oh, it looks like he bleeding from his nose."
yeah, that's why he was like selling his nose, like holding
Yeah,
around his nose, like he just broke it or something.
yeah. So Punk ends up beating Gunther.
Yeah, the sell that Gunther did from the first GTS, where he was like try, like he was just standing for a bit,
The sell was
just trying
so
to catch it
good.
going.
I laughed so hard. I thought that was
Gunther's
great.
an underrated seller. I don't think a lot of people give him credit for his selling.
Oh, no, he's good. He's old school, right? So old school wrestlers are about the selling. But Punk won. He was celebrating. We were all having a great time. But something amazing happened.
The
Seth
ghost of
Rollins,
his Christmas past.
Seth Rollins showed up. Crutches in hand, knee brace.
Just looking like he was just taunting Punk, saying like, "I may be injured, but I've still got the briefcase. I'll be seeing you soon." Little did Punk know it would be sooner, way sooner than soon.
He turned around to leave, and Heyman stood there holding the briefcase, and I went, "Yep, it's about to happen."
And he just pushed his crutches away like they were nothing.
Yep. So Seth Rollins cashed in on CM Punk and won the World Heavyweight Championship. So
I'm happy he cashed in on Punk, like,
yeah,
because I feel like his cash in would have made more sense to be for the world title than to be for the WWE title.
I knew he was never going to cash in for the WWE title
Because that would have made zero sense.
because the World Heavyweight title is the workhorse title, right?
Yeah.
It's the title that he made popular. So he wants that title. It was kind of similar to how Batista and The Undertaker and Edge always went after the World Heavyweight title. Right? They didn't really go after the WWE Championship that much. Like, he won the WWE Championship, sure.
Yeah, they won it, but like when you think of them, you think of them with the big gold.
They always won the World Heavyweight Championship. It it was a work. They called it the ruse of the century, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was a great line from Michael Cole.
I know that there's a lot of kind of beef with that one because of the whole LA Knight thing. LA Knight's gonna get a world title shot against Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but I feel like the only thing is that kind of devalues A Knight's win at Saturday Night's main event even more. Because obviously they made him win because just in case, Seth was actually like, 'cause obviously his knee, like he just like he didn't fully buckle it, he just like tweaked it a bit. But obviously they didn't want to take any risks, so they just ended the match
And
like
I
that.
mean, who's to say that he didn't injure his knee previously or thought he injured his? Right? He could have potentially tweaked it. Like, he could have told the ref, "I injured my knee just now."
Yeah, you could tell the ref like, I tweaked my knee. Let's end the match now just to be safe.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
don't like end up doing
And
because
then,
obviously with his issues with knee injuries in the past, like he's already had
right,
two.
we don't know 100% if he didn't get hurt. And then over the course of the last month, he's been rehabbing. Right? If he just twisted his knee or strained a tendon or something like that, like, he'd be fine because remember, he hasn't been wrestling.
Yeah.
Right? So he's been off his knee. So
I'm not gonna say
it's hard
Seth
to say.
sold it really well.
Oh, of
Seth
course.
sold the work really well because after the match you could always see the video where he was like, fuck. Like you literally, he looked like he's proper playing to what he was pissed that he just done it again. But when it turns out he was actually just working the fans.
But man, props to Punk, man. Because whether or not it's a work or whether or not it's actually true still to this day, that he actually hates Seth and vice versa. For him to be like, "Okay, I'm going to win," and then yes, he cashes in. And to further this story, this essentially 15 plus year story between Punk and Seth, that's ultimately going to culminate at WrestleMania in the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, in which Punk will win.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even be surprised if Seth cashing in and winning was Punk's idea.
Oh, 100%
Like
it was.
after watching a bit of that Unreal thing that they've released recently, and hearing that the entire ending to the Elimination Chamber match was his idea.
Wasn't that wild?
Like him getting stomped by
Yeah.
Seth was
He
his
was like,
idea, and
"You're
then
going to
him
stomp
passing out
me."
to the SCF.
Yeah, he was like, "You're going to stomp me."
And then John's gonna act all desperate.
Yep.
Like
And then
I could
nobody knew
actually see
anything
Punk
else.
taking over creative in the future for maybe NXT if Shawn ever steps down.
There was talk that that Punk was going to move to NXT once he retired. That was a big rumor.
Yeah. Or maybe if Sean ever, moves up to main roster with Hunter, and they both start booking the show, and then Punk just does NXT.
Hard to say. Because Punk knows how to do. Punk knows how to write promos. Punk knows how to get a poke out of the crowd. He's not stupid.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing. It's fantastic, and I think it does culminate with Punk winning the Royal Rumble. He's never won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
And
considering he's gotten so close both times,
and
like
let's
being the last one,
yep.
being the last one with Cody, and then get eliminated by Logan Paul.
And I mean, ultimately, Seth's never main evented night 2 of WrestleMania. Right? That's going to be something that he wants.
Yeah.
That he deserves to have. So why not have both Punk and Seth main event night 2 of WrestleMania for the world title, and that's how they end their feud.
Yeah, I thought that would definitely be like the best choice, but do I think I'll do it? Probably not.
I think it's
Because
I think it's going to
I feel
happen.
like they still value the WWE title as the main title over the world title.
Yeah, but the thing
Which
is,
like,
they can do the WWE title on night 1.
yeah,
It
they can,
depends. It depends
but
on
I just
what's
don't think
more
they will.
over, right? Remember, Rock and Roman was the most over thing with the crowd. That's why it got night 2. Right? Realistically, that's Jey Uso's match for the world title should have been night 2. Because when you win Royal Rumble, you get the main event. The main event is always the end match on the end night. And it was always the last match on the card because WrestleMania was only ever one night. But now because it's 2, it's actually night 2, the end card match for WrestleMania. That's the true main event.
Yeah, because like a lot of people still try and say that night one main event isn't actually considered the main event, which it kind of is, but like it's
It
not like the
is.
main, like it's not like like capital letters main event.
Yeah.
That's what night 2 is for.
Yeah.
Because like you're actually like you're closing the entire show.
Like Punk wasn't going to be on that match on that because of Cena. Right? And Punk even said, he says like this is the last time you're going to see him. Right? So like he deserves all the stuff. Right? It's not right for him to not be the main event one last time. Which I think is
Yeah.
really cool. And Punk still got a main event match, right? Like, you can't tell me that he would have been, if you watched Unreal, where he was like talking about after that triple threat match, he finally main evented WrestleMania. To him that box is checked. But it'll be interesting to see. I still think that that's what it culminates with. Maybe it doesn't end up being night 2, but I think it could even end up being Hell in the Cell. I think that that's really fitting.
I think for the if this is gonna be like the final match of their trilogy, I feel like the only match they could possibly have that I really want to see. I think is it called like the 3 stages of hell?
Oh, one of those. That hasn't been done in like over 20.
I mean, it was done in NXT, but
Well,
but okay, main
it
roster,
hasn't been done on a
main
real
roster.
show in 20
Yeah,
over 20
I
years.
feel like their feud just perfectly culminates that like they have bad blood for each other. They want to tear each other apart. Just give them 3 stages of hell. Give them like the first full be like a normal match, and then second full Be like a maybe like a street fight,
And
and then third full Hell in a Cell.
and what if they did an Iron Man match,
What, a 60-minute Iron Man?
dude? That'd be a wild match. That'd be a
Yeah,
wild
they don't really
match.
do Iron Man matches anymore.
No, but
Every
you
Iron
know,
Man. Oh,
the thing is most people can't do it. Most people can't. They're not as so depth that they can really do it, or that they have the stamina to do it. Someone like Seth and someone like Punk can definitely do it because Punk's done the 45-minute matches. He's done the hour-long matches. He's done them before. He could definitely do them. And there's enough in the tool chest that they could make it interesting. Dude, an Iron Man match would be a vibe. Have it come down to the final 3 seconds for the pinfall. Oof. Punk makes
I'll
him
have to wait
tap.
and see what happens.
Punk makes him tap out. The last there's 10 seconds left on the clock, and he's got to get him to tap out, and he gets him to tap out.
With the Anaconda device.
Then cinema, man, right there.
Has he used that since his return? By the way.
The Anaconda device? Yeah, he's used it plenty of
Yeah.
times.
Okay.
He's used it in the
There's
matches. He
video.
hasn't won with them, but he hasn't made anyone submit. But he's used it.
Okay. I think there's be a few times where he should like win with that submission. I think it's a cool submission.
It's a very cool submission. It's a crossface, but
Like a reverse crossface kind of.
yeah. But I don't know. His GTS is just so cool, and there's so many good people that are selling the GTS right now. So night 1 out of 5. What do you rate total night 1?
I give Night 1 a total of 3 out of 5. 3 stars.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3. Actually, I'll give it a 3.5. For the overall night, Punk versus Gunther is a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, hands down.
It's not quite there, just because of Gunther. I think Gunther's blading kind of took away from it a little bit. No, but 4 out of 5, and I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5 for all of night 1. You said a 3, so
Yeah.
you know. We're on to night 2. We are 40 minutes into this episode. It opened with the triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. That was Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. This was a great match.
Yeah, I feel like they executed it perfectly, pretty much. Like Rhea and Io destroying each other, and Naomi just picks the bones and just wins by surprise roll up.
Yep.
Basically steals it at the end.
Yeah, I had Naomi winning, because it's the only thing that made sense.
Yeah, like you can't just have a cash in and then just drop her the title immediately. That just basically just kills the cash in.
There wasn't anything crazy in the match. It was good. I liked them chasing Naomi at the beginning. I thought I was laughing. I thought it was comedic. I thought it was.
I thought it was cool that Naomi got to come out with her dad.
That was really cool. That was neat to see. The entrances were great. Yeah, no, that was really good. That was cool to see. And Rhea took the pin, which I think was good. I think Rhea had to be pinned. I think it made the most sense.
And I think now that she's been pinned, they can now use that excuse to not give her the next title shot and just keep her out the picture for at least 2 or 3 months, please.
Yeah.
But they'll find an excuse to get her another shot. They always do.
3.5 out of 5. What do I say?
Yeah, I'd say 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah,
I did like this match, because it's basically kind of similar how they opened Night to Mania, where the Women's World Title triple threat match. But I think the one at Mania with Rhea, Bianca, and Io was better than this one.
Oh, that was insane. That match was a 5.
Not saying that. Not saying that this
good.
match was good. There's not saying that this match at SummerSlam wasn't good.
No.
But just that match was just slaps.
Oh, that match was insane. That's one of the best women's matches I've ever seen. Speaking of matches, that's probably the best I've ever seen. 6-pack ladder match. Or TLC match. Holy balls.
And this is why you book your tag teams on PLEs.
This was
Because they can steal the show.
freaking insane.
They should have done this match on fucking Mania.
The Wyatt Six, so Dexter Loomis and Joe Gacy, Andrade and Phoenix, DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. Go watch this match. I don't even want to cover. You can't even cover this match. This match was a 5 out of 5.
They literally They perfectly described and did what a TLC match should be.
Yeah.
Like that brought me back to like when like the Dudley Boys and Hardy Boys were literally in the crowd. That brought me back to like the TLC match like the Dudleys, the Hardys, and like Edge and Christian had back at like Mania, whichever one it was, where Hardy got speared off the freaking like World Championships and got speared by Edge, who was on top of the ladder. That brought me back to that ladder match. Like it was just action non-stop.
Dude, what's his name's wife taking that bump with
Candice died.
Candice LeRae. Oh
Candice
my
died.
God.
Bro, she's fucked. They better have paid her double for that. But she's like freaking Liv Morgan. Like they don't care what they do.
Bro,
they just want to take crazy bumps.
They used the most thin ladder and sawed that shit in half so that when she fell through it, it was like it hurt the least amount because she fell. She didn't fall from a low height either. She was
on top of the ladder, in the middle of a ring. That's already like a few feet tall.
Oh.
And then she's already falling from a top height into like top speed through another ladder, and she landed like leg first as well. That looked like must have freaking hurt. Because those ladders, they aren't like soft or anything. They're like proper solid ladders. That's gonna hurt.
They're aluminum, you know. Why they break so easily.
But yeah, I think
they're
like
aluminum.
The little spots like where there's like multiple like splashes done through tables.
Yeah.
And then Axiom did like a Spanish fly to Dawkins.
Oh, dude, every team ended up through tables. That was so good. It's just like, you get a table, you get a table, you get 3
and
tables.
Also, I love like Johnny Gargano as a heel, like still can be super funny because like Candice is just like dead on the mat, and like, Johnny's like, "Yep, thumbs up, thanks, wife. I'm gonna win now."
That was great.
I'm gonna prioritize winning tag title gold over checking your health and well-being.
Oh. Probably divorce him if you went and checked her. The Wyatts ended up winning. It makes sense.
Yeah, they just won the belts.
They just won the belts. It kind of makes sense. They were getting booed, which was very interesting. So Wyatt heel turn. Thing.
Was that the wins? I wonder if they're gonna do like the Freebird rule with the tag titles. Like, sometimes if Howdy or like Rowan's gonna defend them.
Oh.
Or it's just purely Loomis and Gacy.
It was a fantastic match.
I like how at the start they Michael Cole brought up like their past, Gacy and Loomis's past characters.
Yep.
I like how Loomis did like his little like crawl into the ring. I don't know if he ever did that in the past when he was a Wyatt Six. Because that was part of his old character before he joined Wyatt Six. Yeah, I like that Cole mentioned what they were in the past, like how Joe Gacy was a cult leader of the Schism, I think it was called, in NXT.
5 out of 5.
Yep, that's just.
It's
First tag teams.
First 5 out of 5.
Just put your tag teams on PLEs. There you go.
Fantastic, absolutely incredible. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. Great match. No disqualification, no count out, last chance match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental title. And if Lynch won, Valkyria can no longer challenge for the IC title. Um,
Mm,
I had
Becky came out
Becky.
to a new song.
I had Becky. It was okay. I think it suits her, but
I,
it's kind of eh.
I thought I didn't. I thought I didn't. Couldn't really hear it that well because when she came out first, like the smoke that was coming out of the sort of pyro was kind of
Yeah,
overdoing it. I feel like I need to give it a listen without like crowd sounds, like without crowd noise and whatnot,
yeah.
or like arena effects. I think it's called.
I had Becky winning. As much as I love Lyra Valkyria, like just I think she's probably the next big thing in the women's division.
Yeah,
Um, but she's above the IC title.
yeah. I picked Lyra to win because purely because I didn't know who because it's one of those matches where either of them could have won easily. Like we've seen it before, where
Yeah,
like someone loses their belt, they get a rematch, but it kind of get screwed over, and then goes into triple threat. They don't win it back, but then they had their one final shot
Becky can
for
now
the belt.
elevate somebody next. You know, they can elevate like a Roxanne Perez, or they can elevate like that now. I think
I still feel like she's dropping it to Bailey. I
uh,
feel that's where they're going.
Bailey could definitely take it. It's always going to be like usually a vet and then an up and comer. That's usually how like the IC titles, how like the US titles work. You know, that's kind of someone who loses it just because that's kind of how they elevate them. Um,
Yeah.
but Lyra just seemed to kind of come out of nowhere everywhere. Like, just it didn't kind of matter where you looked. She just kind of was like, "Oh, hi," and just kind of appearing out from under the ring, or just like flying off of a rope somewhere. Um, yeah,
But the ending to the match was really well done as well, where Bailey, saved Lyra from pretty much being killed, but
oh
then
yeah,
still cost on the match because she was trying to go for Becky, but ended
hitting
up
her.
smacking Lyra, knocking her out cold, which led to the manhandle slam. So because of Bailey, Lyra can now no longer challenge for the women's IC belt. So I feel like on Raw, Lyra's gonna be pissed.
Hard to say. Um, so this goes back to I think the WWE draft. I think Tiffany Stratton's gonna come to Raw, and I think Naomi's gonna end up on SmackDown. And the reason is
Yeah, I'd say if Lyra does win a world title, it should be the women's championship, not the
yep,
world championship.
I think she's gonna dethrone Tiffany because I think that's a little bit more believable than Naomi. Not saying Naomi couldn't put her over, but Lyra's not gonna go to SmackDown. She's too over, and uh, the push for wrestlers generally is on Raw, which is why
Yeah.
like your Stephanie Vakir and Roxanne Perez and Lyra are on Raw and not on SmackDown.
And speaking of Stephanie Vaquer, she's confirmed that she is facing Naomi at Clash in Paris.
Oh, she's gonna lose. She'll lose.
Uh,
Won't
yeah, I feel
win.
like that's the kind of, I mean, I don't know, that's kind of an unpredictable one because on one hand, you got Naomi who's just won the belt and you want her to continue longer. But on the other hand, Stephanie, I feel like is starting to get really over with the crowd.
Unless Stephanie wins and goes to SmackDown.
Yeah,
I could see it.
I just have to wait and see what happens.
Because the draft is in September. So like I could see Lyra winning the Royal Rumble
Yeah,
and taking the title at Mania and it being kind of like a Bailey thing. You know, like Bailey was the underdog and she ran the gauntlet and won the Royal Rumble and you know and then faces, someone like not necessarily Tiffany because she's not going to hold the title until Mania.
yeah,
She faces someone like Naya or Rhea or Liv. Someone who can elevate her and make her look good.
yeah.
So
I feel like you're Lara potentially dethroning Tiffany would be good, because then also kind of, I would say it's kind of long-term storytelling, because I remember back in NXT, when Tiffany first won the NXT Women's title, she actually beat Lara in that match. So you kind of like can like use that in the storyline, saying like the last time we had a title match, like Tiffany can say the last time we had a title match, I beat you and became NXT Women's Champion. That could be like used like a heel line.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure if they had a feud, Tiffany would definitely be the heel.
I mean, unless Becky ends up winning a world title again and then Lyra dethrones her.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
I mean, it's long-term storytelling, and I mean, we know Triple H is all about the long-term stories. For winning the world title, it makes sense. 3.5 out of 5. It was good. I think Becky made Lyra look good. There was a couple of mistakes. The zip ties came
Yeah, that
loose.
Lara wasn't meant to. She was meant to come loose.
They weren't meant to come loose. I think just because of all the sweat and it was in the sun. I think they came loose. Generally why they use handcuffs, because they stay a little bit better.
And probably because they end up using handcuffs in the match later on, or in the next match. So they don't want to do a back-to-back handcuff spot.
Yeah. The zip ties kind of make sense because they were in a toolbox, I guess. But I think also too, she had to make sure that she didn't do them so tight that they cut her skin. So there's kind of a line that they had to draw there. But she did fine getting out of the ring, and that's how she ended up with the fire extinguisher. She went under the ring to retighten the zip ties. So, I mean, it ended up being funny. Fire extinguishers are always hilarious when they happen, and they hurt. You know, those are not fun to get shot with.
No.
I said 3.5 out of 5. What do you say?
I'll probably a bit higher. Go 3.75.
Okay. We'll call it we'll round it up. We'll call it a 4.
Yeah, that works. Oh boy, this next one.
Yeah. Worst match of Sunday.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I had like this match could have been so good, but then they basically did a fucking redo of the match at Night of Champions.
Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title in a steel cage.
How do you give this to a steel cage and still have it be bland?
The worst steel cage match I've ever seen in history. The worst steel cage. It's absolutely boring. I tuned out like this entire thing.
Like, I honestly thought Tama Tonga was going to come back. Like, 'cause I felt like this was the perfect time to bring him back. It's like SummerSlam. He's been out since just before Mania. Like, you could have brought him back and either have him help Solo, or you could have him surprisingly help Jacob. But no, they went with the exact same ending of Night Champions, where Jacob loses because of interference from Tama Tonga.
Yeah, I don't even want to spend time on this match. This was.
Let's get to 2. Let's get to 2.
Oh, it gets a
2.
Like, 0.5. It's just as bad, if not worse than. It might be worse than the Tiffany match, and that says a lot.
I'm only really giving it a 2 because like it had near falls, like it had moments like where Solo kicked out of Jacob's moonsault, Jacob kicked out of the spike.
Yeah, no,
and then like and then Jimmy comes out to help Jacob. And sure, what happened at the end of the match was better than the entire. What happened after the match was better than the entire match combined. To be honest.
Yep.
I mean, actually, I did like the spot in the match where Jacob got handcuffed, and he was like, "You think that's gonna stop me? No."
It was dumb. Honestly, it was dumb. It was so pointless. You know, because they didn't even show him working on it. You know. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
well after they're like, oh, we actually caught a camera angle of him breaking the chain. Like, dude, they look like plastic handcuffs.
Yeah.
It just was bad. It's bad all around, and yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. This was a funny ass match. I like that it was basically an homage to Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
AJ coming out in the lowrider was hilarious. I laughed.
Yep. And coming out in like Eddie inspired tights.
Yep. I like that Dom did the chair thing, and then he put it around his head and fell on the ground.
Yeah. Did that kind of remind me of the match at the first All In, well, the first Wembley All In with Adam Cole and MJF, where they kept just throwing each other the chair,
Yeah,
and then Adam Cole just dropped to the floor, and MJF was like shrugged his shoulders, put it around his neck, and just lied down.
yeah.
I thought that was funny. I like that they did that.
Um,
Like that Dom and AJ did that because it looked the way AJ just fell looked hilarious.
Dom won. I think it makes sense. AJ at this point is all about putting people over. Um,
Yeah, I would have preferably wanted AJ to win this. Because I feel like since they pushed it back to SummerSlam, like if they'd had this match at Night of Champions, I would have been completely cool with Dom winning. But the fact that they pushed it back to SummerSlam, I feel like that this could have been a good chance to have AJ win it because Dom had already hit 100 days as champ, and as we said earlier, he looks like he's going to become the face of the AAA like partnership, which I think is good for him.
that's gonna be
So I feel like this
hilarious.
is this is definitely a way to like elevate him even more. And I feel like it wouldn't even hurt him if he had dropped the IC belt because he's definitely winning in the near future the AAA championship from Vikingo. So I
Probably.
feel like even if he lost the IC belt, he would have literally got another belt to his collection anyway. But if this means but I wouldn't be mad if it means we're getting two belts Dom.
Yeah, he's got to get out of Judgment Day. It wasn't like a great match overall, but it was funny. So
Yeah,
two and
yeah,
a
yeah.
half, 2.5 out of 5.
I'd probably give it a 3.
Yeah.
But I still like that we didn't see to the replay that Dom actually like unzipped his boots.
Oh, that was hilarious too. His boot came off. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because he actually because he did that on purpose.
Yeah. He
Like he did that on purpose,
unzipped.
so like because he knew it. Yeah, I thought that was really cool and showing that he is actually getting a lot smarter in the ring.
Yeah. I like that he's basically like he's acting like he's this generation's Eddie Guerrero. I think is
Yeah,
um
like he's pulling out all the stops.
okay. And then the match of the weekend. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Great match.
Yeah, I like that. When Cena came out, they looked like it just started with his heel Titantron, just like all blacked out and just saying John Cena. But then as soon as the main part of the song hit, it went back to a regular,
Yeah.
colourful Titantron, and then he was coming out all hyped like he used to,
It was
and then he actually ended up talking to Stu like Babyface Cena would. He did like the run and everything.
it was good to see. It was a good match. Um
This
it,
put the WrestleMania match to shame even more.
I mean at the end of the day, my big thing with the Cena heel turn is that Cena wanted to turn heel. Cena made Cena came up with that whole thing. Like he approved it. So
Yeah,
obviously, you know, and Cody obviously was like, "Yeah, that's a really good idea." You know, so obviously, you know, there's something from that we were missing. Obviously, yes, we know that Travis Scott ended up leaving because of whatever, because he's an idiot. um, or whatever. And so that kind of angle ended up being ruined. And then they had the whole SmackDown thing where he goes, "The people who promised me everything ended up leaving, turning their back on me." Hence the
Yeah,
face turn, which was odd for a SmackDown for it to happen
yeah.
like that.
But we now know why he ended
We
up
now
turning face,
know why shortly here.
which we'll get to soon.
But it really was like Super Cena versus Super Cody. Like
Yeah, this
both.
was literally if like this was like if Peacemaker and Homelander became like obviously both they're both meant to be villains, but like if they were actually like good guys, but they had a fight, like where like they both literally just gave each other everything, but neither of them would stay down.
Yeah, it was a great match. I was sad when Cena got pinned. Just because we're gonna have to kind of listen to Cody and his.
I honestly thought like when they hugged and you could see Cody getting upset, I thought that's when he was going to pull the trigger and low blow him.
Oh, it turned on him.
Yeah,
Oh
because I thought
no.
Cody was getting upset and I thought he was going to be like, "I'm sorry," and then he was going to kick him in the nuts. And
There was a lot of that rumor going around that Cody was gonna do that. Cody was gonna go in for a hug and then
they're going to do the exact same thing that happened on Chamber, where he goes for a hug and he pulls a
yep.
freaking duck face.
And my thing was is what happens if Cody wins the title and then aligns himself with Seth Rollins?
I just don't think that would have made any sense.
It would have made sense because remember Seth's faction wants to have all the gold. What better way to have all the gold
Yeah, that is true.
than
But
for Cody
I
to
feel
turn
like
heel?
Cody's at the point in his career where he doesn't need to be in a faction.
He doesn't need to be, but then again, neither does Seth.
Yeah, but I feel like if Cody was in it, like, because Seth's obviously the leader of his faction, but if Cody joined, he would really be who actually would be the leader.
Yeah, I don't know. Cena says goodbye, all that sort of fun stuff, and then yeah,
And then Goosebumps, that freaking thing that The Rock does with his freaking arm.
Brock Lesnar returned. And I went,
That was like the last thing I was expecting. That
I
was
went,
not on my bingo card.
I went, fuck. I went, uh oh.
But my brother was in here with me. He couldn't hear what was happening because I had my headphones on. But he just sees me going nuts. He's like, what? And then he sees Brock Lesnar start drunk. He's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
So Mr.
Like
SummerSlam,
he is not excited about it. Brock coming back at all.
he came back, whooped Cena's ass, and left. So we're gonna get Cena versus Lesnar at Clash in Paris. That's gonna
Yeah, it's
happen.
either gonna be in Paris or it's either gonna be at Crown Jewel in Australia.
Well, it'll probably be Clash in Paris.
Yeah.
Um,
Or they can maybe run it back. In
Crown Jewel probably is gonna be AJ Styles.
I feel like it should have been the other way around. It should have been AJ and Cena at Paris because the Paris crowd obviously loves AJ after what happened Backlash last year.
That's hard to say. Hard to say what's gonna happen.
I don't
I
know.
think Cena is at every SmackDown in August. I think except for 1 week or something like that. So that generally is going to mean he's going to be doing promos. So it could be Lesnar, um, or it could be AJ. It's hard to say, but regardless, we do know at the time that we're recording this that apparently Cena's wish was to actually have Lesnar back for his retirement run. It was one guy that he wanted to face one more time.
Yeah, I read that Brock Lesnar's like they got cleared of the legal thing like 4 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago he got fully cleared.
Like by WWE legal themselves cleared him.
Yep. So
We'll see. There got to be some people who try and bring real life into everything.
Yeah, like, do you honestly think that like a company like TKO with even dealing with the Saudis is going to bring Lesnar back if they don't know? Like, come on. Like
It's like
TKO's
if
not going to
like you
risk.
could tell definitely like as soon as the whole Vince thing came out, they axed him immediately.
Yeah,
So obviously they're bringing Brock back because they obviously must know like nothing's wrong with like the whole situation. But obviously, there's still going to be people that is going to keep calling him, is still going to keep accusing him, saying that what he did was true.
so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see him back. I think it's going to be funny. I don't think he's a heel. I think he's just back. He's Cowboy Brock Lesnar.
He's still Cowboy Brock.
Which was hilarious. That was some of the best Brock Lesnar ever because he was just
Oh, that's my
having
favorite
fun.
version of Brock
Um,
because even he looks like he's enjoying himself.
and he can talk. People think Lesnar can't talk. Man, dude can talk. He doesn't need a mouthpiece. Um,
I feel like that's why he was also like, really enjoying himself during his like Farmer Brock time, like in his like Roman feud. Like he could finally speak. He could finally just not have to be this character who just stands still in the middle of the ring, just looks tough.
yeah,
He can finally like bring out that comedic side of him, which I
he
think
looks
he likes to
good.
do.
He lost a lot of weight. He's a lot more defined than he is like just like really big, which is good. You know, he obviously he's getting older, stuff like that. So all in all, though, night two, um,
I give Night 2 a 4.
4.5.
Yeah, 4 and a,
Just because,
It would have got a 5 if not for the steel cage match.
yeah, Cody and John is a 5. Again, second 5 of the night.
Yep.
So I think really honestly, I think you can't really go 5 for the whole for all of night 2 just because of the solo match. Solo match is really what kind of drags it down. So I think by going 4 out of 5, and if you say 4 out of 5 for the whole weekend, I think is fair.
Yeah. So, seeing as Ozzy facing Brock, so who's Cody gonna face?
Who's Cody gonna face?
I feel like this is now the perfect
Drew
opportunity for them to
McIntyre.
potentially. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Drew McIntyre.
let's say for Drew at Paris.
Yeah, McIntyre makes perfect sense. Or Logan Paul.
Maybe, yeah. Well, actually, no, technically they've already had a match for the championship, like last year. So I prefer Drew. Or because you're going to Australia. It's technically like
You
I
could
won't
do
say it's technically like WrestleMania, but obviously when last season when they go to Australia, it's like a
you could do
big
Cody.
meaning.
You could do Cody versus Drew at Crown Jewel. That's actually an attractive match.
Yeah. I still don't know when they're actually going to do like the actual proper Cody and Randy feud.
Also, we actually it's a really good point too. We don't know if Logan Paul is banned in France.
I mean, I'll be surprised if he was.
For those that don't, never mind, it's a joke. He's banned everywhere. He's
You should know by now what Logan Paul's like.
banned in Egypt and he's banned in Japan. Joke is that he's banned everywhere.
Yeah, so there goes Logan's dream wrestling for New Japan.
I don't know how he's banned in Egypt. Never been to Egypt. That's actually kind of hilarious.
Probably because they just don't like him. We're like, yeah, no, we don't want him to desecrate our country.
That has to be the reason why. Because like I actually looked because I was curious. I was like, what did he do to? I'm like, okay, I get that he did the thing in Japan. Like, I mean, okay, I get it. But like, I was like, what did he do? And I'm like, he's never been to Egypt. I'm like, what? And I guess they just don't like. I guess they just don't like him as a person.
They just don't trust. They just
They
don't trust him.
Yeah, didn't want him. He wasn't able to go to. So, There's a reason why he doesn't travel overseas. Yeah, imagine he's banned from Australia too, which would be hilarious because Australia is like the second strictest country. Not a country.
Yeah.
A
But
country.
anyway, overall, I'd say SummerSlam, decent show both nights.
Oh, fantastic! It was
Like,
great.
yeah, storylines have progressed.
If you
Most
guys,
like most of the matches were good. I'd say apart from like 2 or 3.
yeah, there really was only kind of 3 dud matches. There was two defil. Yeah, there was three dud matches. Zayn and Cross was a dud. Tiffany Stratton and Cargill was a complete joke.
And
And
Jacob Solo.
the solo were jokes. The AJ match was a dud, but it was at least comedic and funny and a throwback. So like the older crowd and people who understood it could get behind it. You know, and the Roman and Jey Uso match was kind of a you know, it was It definitely wasn't worth going 21 minutes. I don't think. You know, but
Well, now we just have to now it's got to wait and see what happens on Raw and SmackDown.
yeah, the matches that mattered, like the world title matches and that ladder match and the triple threat match, like they stole and they stole the, like they were the show stealers. The ladder match was a show stealer, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, and then the Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, I think, lived up. I think went above expectation, to be honest. I think a lot of people kind of thought it wasn't going to be crazy, and I think that definitely exceeded expectation too.
Yeah. So overall, good show.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Flash in Paris at what, August 30th, something like that, August 31st or something.
30th, 31st.
So
I think 31st.
yeah. If you guys want more WWE episodes on the podcast, leave your feedback on it. That's how we know that you guys want to see specific types of content. Big thank you to CJ for coming on and being the guest. Our normal host is away, actually, almost till the end of the year. So I think we're probably going to have CJ on and some other guests as well over the next few episodes. CJ, thank you very much for coming on and talking about SummerSlam.
No problem. Had a good time.
So if you want him back for more, leave your feedback. You guys know what to do. And if you're on YouTube, comment down below. All that fun stuff. So we will see you guys very soon.